So what we are gonna do is learn these methods basically get triggered. During the life cycle of an application, we can also write our own method. So that the exactly what I am gonna do. So the simplest way I could do this in the constructor, which will remove the unnecessary constructor error. Useless constructor, this will remove that error. I am gonna to set this dot state equal and then an object, and what I am going to set is the property called count is 0. I am gonna hit save now. This does nothing right now, so what I am gonna do is I am gonna do to get that count variable into the render method. I am gonna to type let, and then I'm gonna wrap and curly braces count equal this state, and what this does is it is basically guess the count variable from the state. Now I'm gonna need a but in this span, right? Let's say button, and let's say Adam, click me, and then in this one element going to remove this, I'm gonna to replace it with the text. You click the button that I'm gonna to print the count variable here count times. So I'm gonna to save this. I'm gonna come back over to a browser, and it say you click to the button 0 times. I haven't clicked if I click it, but it doesn't do anything because I have not triggered it up yet. So what I am gonna do is I'm gonna write a method here called handle click, and this is the way I'm gonna to be writing method. I don't have to bind them myself. They are going to get its variable equal to a function. It's just how I'm gonna do it. So what I'm gonna do is in the button call, so in the handle click, so let this up right now. So on the click, now this is the property. So if I render well, I will get into the after. So notice in this camel case, so on the click, so the HTML5 property is called the on click all lowercase. This is going to be different if you are migrating static HTML with JavaScript handler to React. This is going to be something you want to pay attention to. So what you are wanna do is equal and then curly braces. Right now we can pass the event. It can, so we can capture the event of the button. Click, and then I am gonna to send it over to this dot handle. Click. Alright, so good so far. Save, go ahead and open up your browser. And right now this does nothing still because our handle click function doesn't do anything so far right now. Very simply I'm gonna to console log let just so we can actually see it. Do something, I'm gonna to save it. Now let's go back over to our application and have the console open and click the button. And I can see now it actually clicking it doing something. So that's good. Now it is important to know that if you don't have this button right here, so it's gonna to try do this consistently in your application. See, as soon as it mount, it call that function and it doesn't do anything else. So I need to have something, and if there is no event, you could just put brackets and then the arrows. You are gonna pass this function so on click. This happen. Now really what we want to do is here we want to update the count variable to how many times they click the button that it will print out down here in the rendered. So there is any other built-in method, so the React component called setState, and this take an object as a parameter and an optional callback which we won't be using right now, but I'm sure we will get into it. So we are gonna to type this to dot set state, also the camel case, and that is we gonna pass it an object. Alright, so what this object is going to be is the new state that we want to set. So I'm just going to set count to more than this state count, so it's going to be this dot state count live on. So I'm gonna hit save, and so now we have everything read up and we are gonna finally see the fruit of our labor. Let's jump start into our browser and let's start clicking this button. I see. Alright, now I have got a handle on how to work with the state. I was gonna do something that gonna do. Alright, the component is update and let's take the prop in the state. So right now I'm gonna to console log update. From there I'm gonna to print the old state to this dot state. So I'm gonna save this and I'm gonna go back into the browser and look up the console and click. Now the first time we do this, we are gonna to see updated from the old state, which counts equal 0 to count equal 1, and every time we click the button, that even or that function gets called or triggered. So that is how this works with the state of the React application on a very basic level. Now we could do something really stupid here. That's to do something really stupid because every time the state change, this method gets called. We could do something really stupid in here and set the state. So this dot set state, and this is gonna produce an error we are gonna to send it to this state and count +1, and that's the error that is going to its maximum depth exceeding in that basically mean how many times how deep can a state change go within one state change. So I'm gonna click the button and we are gonna to see everything look up, and that's because this is repeatedly trigger this to happen. See, which is very stupid. However, we can hook into the component update like this. I'm gonna to set a property in the state called over10 to false, and that's what we are gonna do here. We are going to say if this dot state count is more than 10, set state over 10 equal true. No, this is also going to have it's gonna to spit in error. So let me just show you guys in here h3 and high score of h10 save, because what's gonna happen here is the component gonna update and it's gonna to say that it's over 10. So this is gonna to trigger an error when the state gets updated to 11, and it's what is going to get the maximum depth exceeded. So let's go back into our application. Sorry, that's right. So that always going to say beat the highest score of 10 because we haven't added any logic. So what we are gonna do is we are gonna to write some more JavaScript embedded in the HTML or the DOM. We are gonna to basically do is an if statement in the kind of in a line way. We are gonna type, if you know that we can't do that, but we can use turnaround operator. We are gonna to just open up some bracket here. We are gonna to say this state dot over 10. You could just leave it and this was resolved or true or false. We are gonna say this question mark. So if it is over 10, if that return true, do something a colon, otherwise we don't care. So I'm gonna to copy this, paste it up here. So now if our 10 is resolved to true, we are gonna to print up the bit high score of 10, and this operator, the name save has a top level wrapped component. We can't have the multiple top level elements. If we wanted to read up the wrap, then just on the side. So let's go back into our application and prepare to destroy this application once we get to the 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then when I click this one more time, we are gonna to get maximum depth exceeded ever. Because what happened? It updated to 11 and called this function. It's like it's over 11. So I'm gonna to see that this state to over 10 equals true, and this setting of state trigger is this again, and it just stacks in an infinite loop. So what we can do is add a little bit more logic here is to sort out, and that's where it is the state is over, and if count state property is over 10 and this dot state doesn't equal state, so this means if the state has changed, so what we can do is actually the state count. So I'm gonna to have only one this called if state if counter is over 10, and if the state count is not same as the new count. See, so this is the only gonna make it trigger once they are gonna come back into my browser. I'm gonna click this, so that just happen to once, because when I set over 10 true, this is going to trigger this method, but the old state count is going to be the same as the new one, so this won't trigger again. Now this will get called repeatedly every sequence. So let me console log here updating over time. So I am gonna save this. We are gonna watch the console here and I will show you what I mean. Every button click after 10 will trigger that update to reset over 10 to truth, even though it's completely unnecessary. So I am gonna to add a little bit more logic here in a second, but for right now just click up 10. We don't add any logs, and then one more time we get that update over 10. So it is a setting over 10 true again, and keep clicking it and it keep setting it, which is unnecessary. Right now it doesn't really matter for performance, but you are always gonna want to keep in mind to having a minimum amount of stuff happening. To save performance, we are gonna to say if our 10 is false, then we need to set it true, right? So after that happen, every subsequent button click that changes the count, and the count is over 10. We also gonna check it and this state over 10. So I'm gonna to say and not so. If this is resolved to false, then we will send it. This makes some sense. I'm gonna to save it and refresh the application, and I'm going to see that over 10 getting just 10 one time and we beat to highest score. I'm gonna click and we see that it is now setting that property over and over again. I'm just made this application very basic application about 50% more efficient. And that's very important when you are working with React. It is very easy to get some error in your React application just because of not thinking the React way. So that is how to work with the state. I will talk about the property itself. I hope you really enjoy this video. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like this video and comment in the comment section below. Please also subscribe my YouTube channel, Get Sightman, for more videos like these. I will see you guys in my next video.